Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I've really been enjoying the decluttering journey that I've embarked on, and if you haven't already, I highly recommend that you get a copy of the book The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. It's a very fascinating read and it really will change the way that you view your possessions and the way that you live your life. What I love about it is the idea that living with less stuff really frees up your time because you spend less of it maintaining and tidying up the possessions that you do have. KonMari suggests that you declutter your entire home all in one go. I think that this she really means to give yourself a deadline. So depending on the amount of time that you have and the amount of stuff that you have in your home, you might work on a category per day and give yourself a week, or you might work on a category per weekend and give yourself 1 to 2 months. Really depends on what's going to work for you, and the end goal is really to declutter your house so that you never have to declutter again. I'm not sure if that's going to be me, but I'm willing to give it a red hot go. Okay, so this time I'm on to clearing out my books and then my papers. So books I found relatively easy to clear out. We don't have a huge amount of books in our home. I think it helps that we don't have a bookcase, so a lot of our books are either kept in our bedside tables, and my husband also has a Kindle, and I started reading books on my iPad last year, so that has cut down the amount of books in our home as well. So as the KonMari method suggests, I put all of our books in one location. I put them all on our bed, and I have piles of books on the floor as well. And I worked on my own things first. So what I did is I set aside all of my husband's books, and he actually did go through them later. I found novels the easiest to clear out and sort through. So if I picked up a book and I've read it and I didn't have the inclination to ever read it again, I gave it away. And I thought if I really wanted to, I could download it on my iPad and read it again if I really wanted to, which would probably be unlikely. And then there were the books that I either hadn't read at all, and I bought them quite a while ago, or I'd started them and then just put them down and hadn't touched them for ages. So those books are the books that, it's easy to say, oh, I might read that again, but I know that if a book hasn't grabbed me pretty quickly and I haven't finished it within a few days or a week, then I'm probably not going to finish it. Most of my non-fiction books are things which I have read and never read again, or ones that I might refer back to very occasionally for reference. And I do think most of them would probably be out of date by now, so I could probably buy a newer, updated edition on my iPad if I really needed to. So I think I was able to be pretty ruthless with the non-fiction books and clear most of them out. So to give you an idea of a couple of the books that I did keep, I kept Baby Love by Robin Barker, and I think most mums in Australia would have a copy of this book, and it's just fantastic. I bought this when I had my son, and I still refer to it now with my daughter. She's less than a year old, so this is definitely still useful, and I refer to it every now and then when there's something I need to, but when I had my first child, I was looking at this book all the time. And another example is this book written by Jessica Rowe, and it's called Love, Wisdom, Motherhood. I've read it a few times and I still refer to parts of it every now and then. And what it is essentially a collection of interviews that Jessica Rowe did with high-profile Australian women who also happen to be mothers. So she interviewed politicians, celebrities, businesswomen, and it's just a really good reminder that no matter who you are and what you do, we all experience struggles as mothers. We all really love our children, and we're just trying to be the best mother that we possibly can. So I really, really love this book, and I bought it when I had my son, and I highly recommend this book. I do have to show you my favorite cookbook. This is the Nigella Lawson Nigella Express cookbook. So this is like the fast meals for busy people, and I have cooked quite a few recipes out of it, a lot actually. It's my favorite book, and it's kind of dog-eared, and I've sort of post-it things which are my favorite recipes that I still go to really frequently, and written notes in it, and I've put photos of things that I've cooked out of it just to personalize it a bit. and I was really lucky. I actually managed to get the book signed by Nigella when she came to Sydney I think it was about 6 years ago or something like that. And I was quite embarrassed because the book was a bit, sort of dog-eared and worn, but I think she appreciated that I actually used it. So yeah, it's still quite a treasured possession of mine. Okay, so back to decluttering. I ended up with mainly cookbooks actually that I plan to put in my kitchen pantry when I've finished decluttering my kitchen, which is one of the other categories. And with the non-fiction books, I ended up with a small amount of those, so I can fit those in my bedside table, so that's where they're going to be kept. My husband also went through his books. He got the hint and did a really good job and cleared out over half of his books, which were mainly non-fiction, and so they will fit in his bedside table. KonMari does say that most houses actually have enough built-in storage, it's just that we have too much stuff. So she suggests getting rid of as much of the non-built-in storage as possible, and I really like it because it does create more room in your house and it really does open up the space. I hope you found these tips helpful. If you've enjoyed watching my video, please click the thumbs up button to like my video and also hit subscribe, and then you'll receive notifications of my upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Thank you. Yeah.